Thanks for staying with us. Now, details for the AM News. Joy News is learning President Akufo-Addo's convoy has been involved in a fatal accident at Bonsu Junction in the eastern region. Reports suggest a Kia Renault truck crossed the convoy, resulting in a collision that claimed the life of one person and left others injured. A statement released by the Communication Directorate at the Presidency states, the statement reads, on Sunday, 19th of May 2024, several vehicles belonging to the President's convoy were involved in a fatal accident along the Bunsu-Achim-Asafo stretch of the Accra-Kumasi Highway. The unfortunate incident occurred whilst the convoy was on its way back from Kumasi after accompanying the President to Kumasi for a series of events this weekend. Tragically, one of the drivers, Mr. Kwesi, has lost his life. Additionally, several close protection and police officers from the President's security detail have sustained varying degrees of injuries and received initial treatment at the Suhum Government Hospital. The injured persons are currently being evacuated to the University of Ghana Medical Center for further treatment and observation. Several vehicles in the convoy have also been completely wrecked as a result of the accident. Fortunately, the President is safe and unharmed as he traveled to Accra via military aircraft. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the deceased, and we wish a speedy recovery to the injured officers. Further details will be communicated as we continue to assess the situation. They appreciate the understanding and support during this difficult time. Well, still on some more tragic news. Tragedy has struck the Nchiraiso community in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis following a devastating premise fuel explosion. The incident, which occurred on Saturday, May 18, 2024, has claimed the lives of a 15-year-old boy and a 7-year-old boy, with several others critically injured. We bring you details in this report.
On Saturday afternoon, when a premise fuel explosion occurred, leaving a trail of destruction and heartbreak. According to a traditional leader, Nana Doko Ajeman III, the explosion happened around 4 p.m. as fishermen were transporting premix fuel in barrel to the canoe along the beach.
Due to road access only, mpano wanenti. Was the baby ana drum no rolling no. You know about get place of where the canoe is. Unfortunately, no does it. We do if you papa na me call the premise obi no kwato wo roll is a compano when wa pay if you drum no ma ija for ma car selection imposo the main wire then we see. So all of a sudden me cause the from pay for na yeah then yisan mpano na yakwhwe fire service for by bizu woni djuma yako Benedict Hospital. Me you can say 16 people no are victim. Tell our Benedict Hospital, our Nchaban, and tell my people of Injis here that there is a road at the seashore side which we are intent to create that road. If the road is there, all this thing will not happen.
The assembly member of the Palm Lands electoral area, Gabriel Mensah, has been at the hospital.
We have 16 victims. And then if your contact is taking charge of 13 of them. And then out of the 13, this morning we've lost one. There were 2 out of the 13 who were sent to the theater. And then this morning we've lost one. We are just from the morgue, and you could see the lifeless body of the young boy. He is 15 years. So out of the 16, we have 5 who are female. And then we have 11 who are male. So out of the 11, we have 3 males at Benedict Hospital. So like Nana said, that has been the trend. They buy the premise from the site, then they roll the drum through the street.
In response to the tragedy, Professor Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa, the NDC parliamentary candidate for his Kadiketan constituency, visited the victims at Effiong Konta Hospital. She offered support for surgeries and donated items to aid hospital operations.
So I've been doing the dressing changes for the patients as we just finished one, and I'm going through the rest of the ward. I was supposed to be in church this morning. I had a lot of invitations, but I think that this is one of those things. And then we've also identified some of the victims that need to be transferred. So we're working on the transfer as well. It's a lot of work, but I think that that's the job that I was practically going to be the next MP for Iskadu-Ketan constituency. And this is the job that I will be expected to do, and especially since this is in my field of medicine. The healthcare of Western region is very poor, and I think that there's a lot we have to do to upgrade and fix the healthcare. Because as it is right now, all these patients are being transferred outside of the Western region. Why this Effiong Konta feeds both Western North and Western South. So why can't we have services here that is self-sustaining, that we don't have to transfer people to sometimes, especially not like burns.
As the community of Injiri grapples with this tragedy, efforts are underway to provide the necessary support and prevent such incidents in the future. In Athalia Kwansa, Joy News, Takoradi.
So that report was from the tragedy in Injiri in Isikado, not in Shaiso, beg pardon. Now, away from that, stakeholders in air quality are advocating a youth-centered approach to education and awareness creation around air quality, leveraging social media to reach a larger community. According to Benjamin Adedevo, community lead for Clean Air in Tema, the fight against air pollution cannot succeed without the involvement of the youth. He emphasized this point in an interview at Bema Camp in Tema, organized by the Ghana Think Foundation with support from the Clean Air Fund. More in this report.
With the increase in air pollution due to heavy industrial activities and vehicle emissions, a significant obstacle in managing air quality is the lack of education and awareness about the importance of clean air and the dangers of inhaling polluted air. Community lead for Clean Air in Tema, Benjamin Adedevo, advocates youth-centered education on air quality, utilizing social media to engage the youth effectively.
So in regards to social media, everyone has to be involved. We are using the various hashtag Clean Air Ghana and hashtag Clean Air for All to create a lot of awareness on social media. We have been doing Twitter space discussions about clean air. I myself have been creating a number of blog posts just to educate people on it using the hashtag, creating more live updates. We also have social media influencers who are engaging people on social media about cleaner air. So we need to get more people talking. The conversation has to go on, especially online. Create more communities, get more groups to talk about it and discuss about the importance of quality air in our neighborhood, in our community. And we are using social media to reach as many people as possible because social media is very global.
Bar Camp for Tema 2024 organized a Ghana Think Foundation with support from the Clean Air Fund, and is a free networking forum that brings people together for learning, sharing, networking and mentoring. According to Mr. Adedevo, bar camps over the years have been instrumental in initiating major societal improvements.
For our bar camps, we always have a breakout sessions where we discuss certain important topics like clean air. We've discussed other topics in the past like blogging and social media. Anytime we have these discussions, we implement those ideas. So it's like we have a brainstorming section where people come together and then they create various ideas. So after that, we find a way of putting all these ideas together. We try and so it doesn't just live here at our discussion, but we try and make it happen. So we create even a group where we discuss or we put in the points that we've raised, and then we find out how can we implement it, how can we move it forward after here. It has yielded more results because we've created apps, we've created innovative ideas from this. People have created websites and softwares from the ideas that we are discussing. People have created movements and groups from the ideas that we are discussing. People have come up with a post or an idea or a write-up with some of the ideas that we've discussed. So yes.
Women and children are the most vulnerable to the effect of air pollution. Mami Sewa Buedu Bequin is the Assistant Programs Manager at the Ministry of Gender and Children Protection. She is calling on the EPA to implement policies aimed at protecting these groups.
They are the vulnerable ones. Children and women, they are the most vulnerable ones when it comes to air pollution. So I would suggest that EPA, they intensify their awareness creations and their education policies and also their plans to help curb the air pollution. Even if not completely, they should just minimize it. And also, they should review their policies governing air pollution. Now, we all say that we are in a global village. And I believe the EPA, they have a communication unit or they have education unit, and even if they are able to post at least once every week, it will go far. So in awareness creation, social media is one of the biggest platforms that you can ever get to say whatever you want. So when you're able to activate all your social media handles, being it Facebook, being it Twitter, that which is now Thread, wherever you go, I think it will really sell. So they should intensify it.
This story was produced in collaboration with New Narrative with funding from Clean Air Fund. The funder had no influence over the content of the story. Reporting for Joy News, Prince Kwame Kuduga.
From Bar Camp in Tema, let's now go to the Central Region, where the Ewutu Winton Senior High School, located in Ewutu Breku in the Central Region, has benefited from the installation of a solar energy system that can take the institution off the national grid. The system, comprising 92 solar panels with a 30 kilowatt total installed capacity, is valued at £50,000 sterling. Potentia Engineering, a UK-based energy solutions organization, set up the facility. Now, Richard Kojonyako has more in this report.
The school, which has a student population of over 500, has recently wrestled with unreliable electricity supply, which hampers operations and impacts student learning. The institution's appeal for help through its main funders based in the UK led to a fact-finding mission in November 2023, which has been followed with the completion of the installation. Director of Education at the facility, Peter Donko, explains the importance of having this alternative source of power.
We are going to have constant supply of electricity from the solar. It will also reduce the cost to the government, and then for schools elsewhere where they have to pay their electricity by prepaid. I spoke to one of the heads of a school, and they spend about 3,000 plus or so a month for prepaid electricity for the school. So having this facility at the school is going to save, one, the government a lot of money, and two, it will just, as I've already said, facilitate the running of activities in the school.
Director of Potentia Engineering, Dan Smith, a British Army veteran who responded to the plight of the school, told Joy News what motivated his team to the act.
It has huge benefits, not just for the school financially, but also it makes this a beacon for other schools in the area and in Ghana. You know, that can hopefully gain some inspiration from it, and we've shown that it's possible to do this on a fairly large scale. What we really want to do is promote what we're doing so that we can be actors and be trusted with funding to be able to execute this over and over again.
Although the project did not come cheap, Mr. Smith believes the long-term gains will prove that replicating the concept nationwide could be beneficial for Ghana.
But upon seeing how much this school can do for a community and the pupils that are here at the moment, we've set a huge task to actually get this school off grid with a fairly extensive solar system with modern equipment that we install in the UK every day. So it's extremely fortunate, I think, that we've been able to get all of the equipment here and rally the team to be able to deliver this in such a short period of time.
Some students of the school also highlighted the importance of the project to their lives.
Of late, we've been having lights out, which have been affecting us, especially those of us who come to the school to take part in prepping. So personally, I think it's going to help us have enough time to study, and then the distractions are actually going to reduce. Yeah.
I think solar system is good. It's good to have. But this being the first school, it's just a nice privilege to have solar system.
The solar installation will power key facilities such as the school's water treatment plant, biology and physics labs, and the juice making unit.
Imagine being taught by your own peers so you can grasp the subject earlier and better. Wondering how this will work? Well, the students at Northern College of Science and Technology are using their ICT on Wheels project to teach students in the Yendi municipality ICT skills as they get ready to sit for the Basic Education Certificate exam. Here's more.
In Ghana, information, communication and technology has become very important, making it a part of our daily lives. Many have relied on this to make life easier and better. But for children in the Yendi municipality, this may seem far-fetched. But all that's changing thanks to a project by the Northern College of Science and Technology with its ICT on Wheels policy. Per this, students of the school are equipped with the requisite knowledge, making it possible for them to impart the knowledge learned to their compatriots. The school has a van installed with computers, powered by solar, and with furniture designed to be used in schools without electricity or furniture for a class of 30 students. Today, the van has docked at Kokpini JHS in Yendi. It takes about 30 minutes to set up the van and start lessons. Al-Hassam Rim Nasara and Ephraim Jamfi are the students from the Northern College of Science and Technology who teach their peers all they need to know about ICT. They teach in both English and native Ghanaian languages for easy understanding.
At the same time, normally when we come, we teach them things about the hardware components, the software components that we need to deal with, and how to use them. So, for example, softwares like Excel, Microsoft Word, some of them they don't know how to use them. So we've taken it upon ourselves to teach them to use them, so it can benefit them.
But sometimes there are particular questions that you ask, and some of them might know it, but they are afraid to raise their hands and say it because they feel like, oh, it will be wrong. But anytime I'm teaching them or I'm sharing my knowledge with them, I always tell them that there are no wrong answers in ICT. Share what you have, and if it needs to be corrected, it will be corrected. For these students of Kokpini Junior High School, it's a rare opportunity to sit behind and use a computer.
We've learned about computer, how to boot computer, to know first generation, second generation, and the software, hardware, and then a lot of things. We learned a lot of things.
We said computer is an electronic device that accepts data, process, and store information.
Shadrach Apia, the ICT coordinator for Northern College of Science and Technology, explains why they use students to teach other students.
The ICT on Wheels is a program that is seeking to give deprived schools of ICT knowledge. Using our students, we teach our students in order to also learn how to give back the learning they've done back to the community they came from, in order to help their colleagues also get the knowledge in ICT to help them or aid them to write their BC successfully.
Assistant Headmaster of Kokpini JHS is excited about the initiative.
Actually, this lesson is very, very beneficial to the student because this is the first time they have their hand on a computer. We have been teaching it theoretically. They don't know what a mouse is, what a system unit is, but today They have seen everything with they even touched them. They even had laptops in front of them. And I hope it's going to benefit them very much.
Implemented with support from the Ghana Education Service, authorities at Northern College of Science and Technology hope to replicate it in other schools to make ICT teaching and learning easier.
That's what they used at that time.
Now, still to come in this bulletin is a business segment. And Benjamin Akakbo is standing by to bring you the business updates. Benjamin?
Well, thank you for staying for our all-new business update segment. Now, in our first story, the Cement Manufacturing Development Committee has instructed cement manufacturers to publish all factory prices of cement today, May the 20th, to evaluate and arrive at a fair cement price to ensure transparency. This follows the refusal of cement manufacturers to reverse the price increment of cement after a directive from the Ministry of Trade to do so. Now, the manufacturers had argued their decision was based on the continuous depreciation of the cedi. But responding to these concerns, the chairman of the Cement Manufacturing Development Committee, Professor Alex Dodu, said they, cement manufacturers, had resolved to publish their cost build-up on Monday to ascertain the new price of cement.
The Ministry of Trade and Industry, or government, correctly, laid a legislative instrument, LI 2480, which regulates cement or the cement industry, in particular cement manufacture in Ghana, the location, the site, the types, etc., etc. That legislative instrument, LI 2480, gives the Minister for Trade and Industry the legislative power to provide licenses for cement factory, to also issue licenses for the production of cement, and importantly, to regulate the sale, manufacture, wholesale, and retail of cement. The minister's directive to the committee when it launched the committee on the 8th of March was clear. Cement price increases should be regulated and should pass through the committee, and the ministry should be involved. He also charged the industry to publish the ex-factory prices for cement to prevent arbitrary increases at the marketplace. Over the past few weeks, there have been increases in cement prices. We all know that. So the minister says, let there be a reversal. This morning, the Cement Manufacturing Development Committee that I chair on behalf of government met all members of the committee, which includes the AGI, the cement manufacturers, as well as the EPA.
On our second story, the Bank of Ghana says it has intentions of deliberately keeping policy rates high to profit from that action. It follows reports that the central bank had been going down this road to profit out of these actions. But the Bank of Ghana insists it remains committed to pursuing sound monetary policies aimed at achieving a stable inflation in line with its medium-term target. Bernard Otabil speaks for the Bank of Ghana.
Anyone who makes that statement that the central bank would deliberately keep monetary policy rate high in order to make profit, I mean, perhaps, that's not fully understand, central banking. I mean, it is rather the opposite. The higher the policy rate, the more losses that the central bank would incur in its operations. But that's the price central banks actually pay in the performance of their duty. And in actual fact, in achieving the policy objective, central banks globally do end up making losses. But what exactly is the role of the central bank? And that's where we have to situate it in context. And I believe that that's where perhaps the misconception or the misunderstanding really lie. Now, for us as a central bank, the Bank of Ghana is committed to pursuing monetary policy that would, lead to price stability. And what does it mean? For us, we've defined price stability in terms of a medium-term target of 8 plus or minus 2%. Now, we believe, and it is a view that is held globally, or that was the economics of my youth, and it's still the economics of today, that if prices are not stable, it has very big consequential effects on everybody. All economic agents suffer when prices are out of the roof or prices are not controlled. Take the case of an ordinary worker. If prices go up, what happens is that your real income, that is what you could have purchased with your previous or with your salary, with your current salary, is going to reduce simply because inflation now becomes an added tax. So we normally would say, in a case where wages are not indexed to the rate of inflation, you would realize that there is always a loss effect on every economic agent when inflation is so high.
Well, thanks for watching our business update for today. Sweetie Abochi.
And that's how we're wrapping up for the AM News on the AM Show. Stay for the conversation, starting with a News Super Review segment. We'll be right back.